Good afternoon, folks. Happy New Year and welcome to 2025. This is Mr. Steve A., and this is A Voice in the Desert. I just wanted to take the opportunity to wish everybody a Happy New Year and welcome to 2025. There's a lot of things I want to get to on this session. I do want to start off us with a verse out of 2 Corinthians 3, and it's God offers comfort to all. And here's how it goes. It says, "All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. God is our merciful Father and the source of all comfort. He comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others. When they are troubled, we will be able to give the same comfort God has given us. For the more we suffer for Christ, the more God will shower us with his comfort through Christ. Even when we are weighed down with troubles, it is for your comfort and salvation. For when we ourselves are comforted, we will certainly comfort you. Then you can patiently endure the same things we suffer. We are confident that as you share in your sufferings, you will also share in your comfort God gives us." Now, that's one of the verses, 2 Corinthians 3 through 7. Well, yeah, I hope everyone out there had a wonderful holiday season, and I hope everybody enjoyed the new year. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. We have a new president that just got elected, and I know there's some very strong things. There's been a lot of things that have happened in the last week or the last few weeks, or at least in the last few days. And there's some few things that I want to discuss, and probably the biggest topic right now is going to be immigration, particularly illegal immigration. And I know that this is a very sensitive topic, but it doesn't matter whether you're a progressive, whether you're liberal, or whether you're conservative. This is something that affects probably nearly everybody, whether you're a working person, whether you own a business, or whatever. And there's been a lot of animosity. There's been a lot of division on this very divisive issue, and really want to get into this topic. And I think it's a very important thing that we need to talk about. And immigration is a very big issue. It's a big issue amongst the American people, and it's a very difficult topic to talk about, but it's also a very simple topic to talk about. And I think what I want to do is try to identify the problem. I'll give you some resources, possibly, and maybe just try to come up with some of the negatives of this problem, about the consequences, and maybe try to just come up with some solutions about how we need to fix this problem. And as you know, as you know, my feeling on immigration is I want everybody to come here legally the way they're supposed to. I think we are all a nation of immigrants, and we need to keep forgetting that. And I really do think that we in America, whether regardless of where you're at in this issue, we do need immigration reform. It is very, very important that we get a bill out there, and hopefully that the Congress will work together. There's been, as you know, across the country, there has been a series of mass deportations across the country that are going on in some of these big cities. And I do agree that we do need to get the worst of the worst. I think it is important that we should be loving on immigrants. And I understand that there are a lot of people that want to come here, and they want to come here for a better life, and which is totally understandable. And I think we should. But I think right now, as our country right now is, we're very overpopulated. It's not possible that we possibly can take every single immigrant that wants to come here. And I do agree that we do have to make sure that the people who are here are coming in the right way, and people are coming in legally. I also think that we need to eliminate bad people who are in the country. I do think we do need to enforce our immigration laws. And I think we didn't see that in the last administration. I am glad that Mr. Trump is at least trying to enforce our immigration laws. I know that this sounds kind of harsh, and I don't like to go after immigrants or go after people who are in this country, but if they're breaking the law, I think we need to make sure that our laws are very enforced. Now, there's a guy out there that's been talking about immigration, and there's a guy by the name of Frosty Woolridge. So if you go to his website called frostywoolridge.com, and then there's another website called numbersusa.com. So if you want to understand some of the problems that we're facing as a country with immigration, I would suggest you go there. Now, I do want to talk about the immigration problem and about some of the consequences that there may be if we deport a lot of these immigrants. And as you know, we're very dependent on immigrants, and many of them are illegal and legal immigrants. A lot of them pick our food. A lot of them are working in construction. And and that's one of the downsides of the problem with immigration is that by deporting so many immigrants, we could lose that, and there could be some consequences with that. We may end up having to pay higher prices for certain things, and we may do without. Or we may have to pay people more money to do certain things that are now being done by illegal immigrants or people that are not in this country. I do think it is something that we might have to do. I want to make this clear for the record. I want everybody to come in this country. I want everybody to be legal. I want everybody to come here the right way. And I totally agree. I think we need to enforce our immigration laws, and we need to get all the bad people out of the country. And we do need to do that. I think this is something that it doesn't matter whether you're black, brown, white, or whatever you are. I think it is very important that we need to enforce our laws. Uh, Too much illegal immigration in the country does have an effect on our country. It drains a lot of our resources in America. Many illegal aliens take a lot of jobs that working hard Americans need. And it's just it, and they also, and a lot of them are committing crimes, and that's especially in our city. I live in the city. I live in Chicago, so I live in suburban Chicago, and right now, Chicago probably is the number two city in America for illegal immigration. Probably number one would be LA. So we do have a lot of undocumented immigrants here. And I think it is very important that something has to be done about it. I don't agree with a lot of the things that immigrations and customs service. I don't agree with maybe a lot of their tactics tend to be harsh, but I do seriously think that we need to go after the criminals. We have to at least try to find a way to get these people legal. It is very, very serious. It's a very, very serious issue. And I also think it is also important that we need to come up with solutions. We do need an immigration bill. We need to find out why a lot of these immigrants are coming here. We need to find out why these countries are not improving the living conditions or standards for their people. I think that we need to help immigrants. I think it's very important, but I think that we need to try to help them in their own countries. And I think that's what Frosty Woolridge is saying, that the United States right now is becoming overpopulated in a lot of these states, especially like over here, like in Chicago, where we have thousands and thousands of homeless children we have a lot of our American citizens where we can't take care of our own people, but we have illegal immigrants that are draining the resources of Americans who truly need it. And I don't think that that's right. And I think it's very important that we need to get on this. We need to help these immigrants, whatever we can, but we need to help them in their own countries. And I know it sounds kind of cruel that we can't take in any more immigrants, but there's only so many immigrants that we can take in this country, at least a certain amount of time. There's only so many that you can bring in that are legal or illegal. There's a carrying capacity. There's a limit on how much we can have. There's no way that we could take in everybody in this country who wants to come here. It's totally impossible. There's no way we can do it. There's only so. It's like you're on a boat and the boat is about to sink. There's like five people on a boat, and you take 20 more people, and the boat's gonna sink. So there's a limit on the capacity that we can take, and so we need to come up with some really solutions. We need to find out why so many immigrants are coming here, why they're leaving their countries, and we need to send these countries a message that they need to be helping their own people. They need to be improving the living standards of their own people, and they need to stop allowing their people to come here. We also need to be trying to, if we can, we need to be helping those immigrants that are over there in their own country. Help them to be self-sufficient, help them to grow their own food, help them at least to build a more stable society, because right now a lot of these countries are very overpopulated. They have limited resources. There's no food, there's no water. Countries like Africa, Guatemala, Mexico, many of these people are starving and they have nothing to eat. And there's got to be a way that we can help these immigrants instead of bringing them all here. So I do think that we should be bringing people in, as I agree, but they have to be legal, and there's only so many people we could bring here. So I do think our laws have to be enforced. I think we do have to get rid of the criminals. And this isn't about racism. This isn't about hatred. It's just about enforcing our laws and being able to have a country that is more sustainable so we don't end up like a lot of other countries around the world. And what we need to do is we need to get a lot of our own citizens working. We got to start. There's a lot of lazy people that are working, and maybe I don't know, because of the fact that we're so dependent on immigrants picking everything, maybe prices will rise. We may have to pay more for certain things. Maybe we'll have to pay a little more for food, or we'll have to pay a little more for housing. And whatever it takes, and until we can get some people that are ready to work and build this country and not being so dependent on illegal immigration and cheap labor. So I think it is important. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, we need to be hiring, or we need to be taking care of our own people, and we need to be feeding our own people, and we need to be depending on ourselves, and we need to be building our own country. And these immigrants that are in these countries, we need to be helping them in their countries so that they don't so we won't have so many people coming here and draining our resources as a country. So I now, as far as the border is concerned, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to stop everybody who wants to come here. I think we're going to continue to have a problem with illegal immigration. I think no matter what you do, whether you build a wall, they will continue to try to keep coming here, because the countries that they're coming from, like India, Guatemala, Sudan, Brazil, they're just completely unsustainable, and they're very overpopulated, and they have limited resources and food. And so they're just going to keep on coming here. So I don't know what the solution is, but I know the reality of the situation is, yes, we cannot afford to keep bringing all these people in this country, illegal and illegal. And there's only so many people we can take. We've got to come, there's got to be a solution out there. We've got to figure out a way to help these people that are in their countries. We got to be able to figure out a way where we can help them to be self-sufficient. And I think that's a good thing. I think if you're one of those people that wants to help an immigrant, maybe you should go there and win those countries and help them out. Help them build a better society. Come up with a policy. Get all these countries together and figure out why are there all their people leaving their nations and coming to America. We've got to figure out how can these countries improve the living standards of their people and help them with food and help them with irrigation or help them with birth control or whatever. That's what we need to do. We need to come up with solutions because there's no way we could take in the entire world. There's no way we could. We need to be a thriving country so we can help other people. So that's just what I wanted to say on my soapbox. It's a very sensitive situation, but I really want to put in my 2 cents because I know that immigration has been a big issue, and I just want to make this. I'm just going to state this again. I want people to come here legally. I want people to come here the right way. I want people to go through the channels. I think we're all immigrants. We all came from someplace. And my ancestors, they came from Europe and a lot of other places. Some of them came from Britain. Some of them came from France or Israel. So we're all a nation of immigrants. So we need to remember that. So this isn't about hatred. It's about numbers. So we need to figure out a way. We need to find out why all these immigrants are crossing the border from all these different countries. And we need to come up with a solution. We need to find out why they're coming here and figure out how we can help them so they don't keep coming here and keep coming here and keep flooding our country and taking up all of our resources and our jobs. So that's just kind of what I wanted to say. And so I just really want to wish my brother James Carter out there. I heard he was not feeling too well. So I just want to what we really need to do is there's a lot of tough times ahead. I'm not sure what the future holds. It's going to be very traumatic the next year. I just want to continue to pray for our country, and I just want to pray for all of our government leaders and pray for President Trump or anybody that's out there that we will be able to make a deal and come together and figure out and come up with solutions to this problem of illegal immigration and try to get everybody at the table and try to figure out why all of these immigrants are coming into the United States illegally and try to figure out how at least we can help them and better their lives. And so that's all I wanted to say. So this is Mr. Steve A. Broadcasting from the Chicago area, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.